making money online is the skill of making money appear from thin air, right? You can work from anywhere and anytime you want, and still you can make more money than your teachers. What's going on, guys? I had a few friends approach me and ask me, Conrad, how did you get started? What are you doing? Like they are very confused as to like what my plan for this part of life is, right? And obviously I'm still in school. I'm still going to school. But they're just like, well, in my free time, I just sit around and do nothing. So how are you kind of making money from the sky? So you guys can understand kind of where I'm coming from and my personal experience with making money online. I always knew that I was going to run a business when I was younger, right? Now, I wouldn't consider right now what I'm doing running a business. It's more of like freelance work. But what really stuck out to me was the salary ceiling. I've never heard that anywhere, so I'm gonna quote it. Salary ceiling, it's mine now, is what stuck out to me the most, and it motivated me to find like another financial route, right? So I first got started in freelance, and I did copywriting after purchasing some course. The course taught me a lot, and it also taught me that I don't know shit about business. So it was a good start, and copywriting is the foundation of marketing, right? It's like it's everything kind of stems from that, right? Because you can have editors and all this, but at the end of the day, the angles and what you say and what you want to convey to the person, viewing the marketing message. I mean, that's all copywriting. Through that, I sent out literally thousands of emails to random businesses, mainly brick and mortar gyms, because that was what I was most familiar with at the time. And out of those thousands and thousands of emails, I got one person to bite, right? It was a fitness studio owner about 30 miles from my house, and I closed her via FaceTime. She didn't like Zoom, and she insisted on sending me a check in the mail instead of a bank or through some sort of payment processor. So it was already very, very, it was a very unique experience. And for her, I delivered ads for a platform called Alignable. It's like a small business network for $350, right? And then I realized that there is something I need to change. I either need to make myself stick out from the crowd or change my offer, because thousands of personalized emails for one small payment, that was not going to cut it. Now keep in mind, I was just sending these off of some random email I made, so it was just my name and kind of my offer. There was no brand behind it. There was no really credibility there. So I definitely learned a lot since then. Now, a little while after that, I bought another course on how to build a brand around my service, because I realized that was a problem, and better learn how to build ads, right? So some people call it the agency or SMMA model, but I was still just doing it, kind of alone, freelance style. And the more I progressed in that as well, the more I realized I didn't know. But that's kind of the paradox of learning, right? And I met a good friend in the program, and he introduced me to SaaS, so selling software as a service. And me and him worked together to resell Go High Level, if people are familiar with that. So on my end, I went door to door to dozens of restaurants in my area, attempting to sell owners on a $97 a month plan package that would streamline their systems and bring some more clients in, right? I never had trouble speaking to them. After the first 3 restaurants, I was just fine. Like it wasn't a big deal to me. I never really had like sales anxiety or whatnot. So, but I did get better over time. But most of them were just too stingy or didn't want more clientele. Some business owners literally told me, "Listen, bro, I don't want more clients." And I'm like, okay, well then I can't help you, bro. Like stay small. Like I didn't know, but. And they were very stingy, considering like their operating costs and everything. They weren't gonna, take a shot in the dark with $97 a month, even though I came in with laptop and everything, demoed it out to some people, just weren't interested. Here's how you can get started, right? Here's the framework for anybody to start making their first money online with no prior experience. like I did from my end. You need to provide clients value. I mean, personally, I went towards the marketing route, right? Because I know there's a direct correlation, right? If I bring in 10 people, then I'm gonna, charge you for kind of 2 or 3 people that I bring in. So it's a very clear path right there, because it's all at the front end, right? When I was working with some of my automations recently, that's more like back end stuff that saves them like time, so it's convenience. A lot of them can't like wrap their head around just how much it would actually save, just how much time it would actually save them. You need to provide clients value, and if you don't provide them value, then they won't pay you a dime. Simple as that. The number one way to provide them value is to learn a service that would benefit their business and offer it, like I mentioned. You have to get good at the service, then you can start charging large sums of money, as you'll be seen as a professional in your space, right? If you could prove through case studies, through testimonials, that you're the man in the space, then you can start charging a lot. At the beginning, I made a previous video on this. Don't be afraid to work for free in exchange for referrals and to learn kind of hands-on. It's like an internship. It's really what it is. So, and you can learn any online skill that you would be good at, right? So I went to copywriting and ads and some of that, but some examples for you guys. There's SEO, paid ads, copywriting, website design, funnel building, consulting, ghostwriting, content creation, photography, video editing, thumbnail creation, and the list goes on, right? And for a skill that you pick, I would highly recommend to sign up to a course from a coach that seems trustworthy, right, and skilled, credible in that space. Then you'll get a head start and progress faster than if you would go alone looking around through YouTube, hoping to find some nuggets of value. And then you'll get more overwhelmed and it'll take you a lot longer. It's simple as that. I mean, you're paying these people for more streamlined experience, very simple, straight to the point. And from there on, I mean, if you've gone through the whole course and you want more, go for it. Now you know the foundations of how everything operates. So you're not all over the place and confused. You can't like tie 2 things together. And then once you have your skill, you need to sell it to a hungry market, okay? Because like I said, with copywriting, it's great. Every business needs it. Every business can benefit from it. It's very, how do I call this? It's like a Swiss Army knife, right? But I was struggling to find a hungry market for it, right? So I kind of changed my offer to be more appealing to some people and to also expand my skill set, right? Because I didn't want to just sit in that one thing. At the end of the day, I want to become, skilled in a lot of different things. So once you learn your skill, you have to offer it to a hungry market. And what that pretty much is a niche that's willing and able to purchase your service, right? AKA an industry that can greatly benefit from what you're offering and can afford to purchase it, right? Because then it's really a no-brainer. If you can tie those 2 things together, or the value, to their specific business and how it benefits them, and they have the money to be able to pay you, I mean, then it's on from there. To find these niches, you must use logic to predict which one could benefit from your service and then test, each one by one via trial and error. There's really no other way. With your offer, you're kind of just taking a shot in the dark, hoping that this is what they want. And then with your niche, you're hoping that these are the people that could benefit from it, right? You're predicting. But when doing freelance and all this stuff, it's a lot of iteration. You look at the data after you have to put in action first, then you look at the data, and then you adjust from there. So, and there's no shortcuts to this iteration cycle. Fly. I'll fuck you up, man. Little fly interrupting my video, man. Excuse me. There are no shortcuts to this iteration cycle, right? You will have to iterate what you offer and to who you offer it to. That's business. Now, before I let you guys go, there are some roadblocks that you guys can just keep, awareness on, like, so I can help you be aware of these roadblocks. And as I mentioned before, it is crucial to try and learn it on your own, right? If you think that you can go on YouTube and do this stuff all by yourself, maybe you can, but in most cases, it's just arrogance, okay? And you'll spend more time and be more confused than if you were to just spend $100 on a course that would fast track you to where you want to be. And then you will have to iterate at each phase of your freelancing journey, and you must have the capability to step back and analyze the situation and pivot if necessary, right? I don't mean, hey, I'm going to learn SEO because I know SEO is very, very beneficial for businesses, and then actually, it's getting hard, so I'm going to swap to, I don't know, what would be irrelevant? Thumbnail design, right? Like irrelevant to SEO. Thumbnail design, and then you go do something completely else because it got hard, right? You have to push through and then see if it works. And then if anything, you can offer two skills. And then don't stay in the learning phase too long, because you'll never be 100% certain that you can deliver the service. But as long as you know you're good enough, take off with it and then start offering it to clients, right? And you'll learn more by doing than by sitting there and like watching, right? And taking notes. That's why I found it so important to have that first like kind of free client or low paying client, because then you can learn by doing, like an internship. That's the closest thing that I can kind of relate to that. In this freelancing world, right, skills reign supreme. So being proficient at skills that help businesses generate more revenue is the best thing you can spend your time on when you're younger, because you'll have them with you for the rest of your life, right? Because then no matter what happens, you can invest, for example, right? You can invest all your savings into some crypto shitcoin, and then all your money just, vanishes into the blockchain. But you'll always be able to generate more money out of thin air online by offering the service that you have spent, all those countless hours learning prior. So you're never, stranded and broke. So in my opinion, you have to learn a service that generates you income, and then you can learn how to invest and, do stocks and crypto and all that, because you need capital for that, right? 10% on $100 is a lot different than 10% on $100,000. So you got to get that income. If you guys have any specific questions in relation to learning services, delivery, offers, what service do I learn, to who, do I offer it to, a bunch of, of those details, feel free to join my free Discord community. There'll be a link down in the description. It's me and a couple other, smaller YouTubers. And we're from a diverse kind of pool of content that we do, right? One of my friends does trading content. The other one does music. He has a big channel on music. And then the other one does gaming, right? So feel free to join. If you have any questions, I can answer them, for you there. More than willing to help you guys out. And I'm very active in there, along with, some other small YouTubers. And we will get your important questions answered, right? So that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you show some love, like, subscribe, and then I'll see you guys in the next one.